was actually real. It did actually happen.
Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe Queen Ponsalot was just more gifted than everyone else. And she could really do things blindfolded that no one else could.
Of course.
Or maybe, just maybe, she just cheated again, and we don't know how. Honestly, when I first saw her new successful attempt, I didn't know how she did it. But I did know 2 things. 1, her gameplay was impossible to do blind. And 2, people always underestimate the autistic power of speedrunners. I was committed to finding out how this was.
That's true. Like, I've watched Mario 64 speedrun videos. That's definitely true.
Was done. I envisioned sophisticated cheating methods that would be impossible to detect. I figured that whatever Queen Ponsalot did must be pretty genius to fool everyone so easily. For 3 days, I meticulously studied her video. I worked with experts to clarify game mechanics. I spoke with programmers to see if we could replicate her run using advanced software, but I was getting nowhere. And then, after 72 hours of running into dead ends, I finally saw it. I noticed that Queen Ponsalot did something that gave everything away. The curtain was lifted, and the magician had exposed her secrets.
What?
I had the smoking gun, and within 20 minutes of seeing Queen Ponsalot do this one thing, we knew exactly how she did it, and we had the proof.
What?
As it turns out, I was on the wrong track the entire time. I thought the method she used must have been smart because no one detected it. But in the end, it turned out to be the simplest and dumbest method I could have imagined. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how Queen Ponsalot faked her most recent blindfolded takedown of the Dragon Elytreon. And I guarantee that you'll be shocked at just how many things she did to try and fool you.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
I am now more impressed that she faked it than she did it. Am I crazy?
Really hope you enjoy.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Let's be honest. If you're watching my channel, it's because you are a gigantic nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a huge nerd. You're a huge nerd. That's just the way it is. And as nerds, there is nothing more important or fulfilling than having a really good gaming PC, which is why you should invest in a PC from today's sponsor, StarForge Systems. StarForge makes things super easy, especially for people like me who don't know how or don't want to build their own PC. They offer amazing pre-built PCs at all different price points. So if you go in with a certain budget, you know you're going to get the best you can for your money. StarForge PCs are used by tons of your favorite creators, including myself. They are built by hand in Austin, Texas by experienced builders. They look beautiful and they run smoothly. Plus, they are reliable, coming with a full 2-year parts and labor warranty. I rely on my PC for absolutely everything, including this YouTube channel. My standards are extremely high. I need something powerful and I need something quiet. And the PC I got from StarForge Systems was literally everything I could have asked for.
Isn't that great?
Please get yourself a PC you deserve. The link to StarForge Systems will be in the description.
How about that?
Check out those PCs today.
I heard those PCs were really good.
In my previous video, we looked at Queen Ponsalot's earlier blindfolded run, where she used a really thin, transparent sheet of material to cover her eyes and pretended that she couldn't see. In this case, it was so easy to debunk because everyone could just use their own eyes and see that her blindfold was fake. As far as her gameplay was concerned, it's also really obvious that you can see as well. She claims to use the audio to know exactly where the monster is, but years of blindfolded competition tells us that this is impossible. I also highlighted that beyond knowing where the monster is, it's also impossible to detect whether you are looking up or down. So if you see a blindfolded player using their mouse to look up or down, you know they can see. In her latest attempt, we see all of those impossible gameplay mechanics in action once again, and in some cases, it's even worse. She will access the menu in order to use icons and mess up the camera, and then immediately and perfectly fix it. She even does this when the dragon is not making any sounds at all, so there is quite literally no audio cue, like in this example. Beyond the impossible vertical movement, we also see crazy head tracking in real time. That is just laughable. I mean, just look at this gameplay.
That's true.
Fantastic!
I'll get you next time.
Yeah.
Unlucky for you. Just the Your powers are mine!
She's rolling underneath the dragon, keeping the camera on its head perfectly as she does it. It's hilarious. And remember, looking at it does nothing. It doesn't let her hit any higher, so there is literally no point in doing this other than to
I mean,
see
like, couldn't she just hear the dragon above her? I mean, I don't know.
the head, which makes no sense if you're blindfolded. All of this seems very confusing because she appears to be wearing a proper blindfold.
Yeah, so
and as
how-
I mentioned before, her monitors are even covered up with paper, meaning that she can't see them anyway.
Right.
This led me to consider other ways she might be playing without seeing. One way would be some kind of aimbot. Aimbots are common in many games, so it's possible if she had some kind of sophisticated software.
Oh, like a hack.
The dragon.
Yeah.
This would solve the problem of locating the dragon and also solve the vertical aiming issue. However, this wouldn't solve all of the problems, like being able to dodge attacks that don't have sound cues. In one instance, she accidentally hooked onto Alatraion's leg instead of its head, and immediately releases before targeting the head again. But there is no audible difference between hooking onto the leg or the head, so there is no way she should have known.
That's a very good
There! Don't turn back now!
That's a very, Carl brings up a very good point.
When one solves issues like this, I theorized that maybe someone was talking to her and giving her instructions through Discord. With someone in her ear and some aim assist software, you might be able to play like this without sight. I reached out to Monster Hunter World expert PSC, who actually developed the first known aimbot of the game.
Oh, wow.
If she was using an aimbot to achieve this effect, it would require software far more sophisticated than anyone in the community currently possesses. It seems unlikely that this was the method. The most common theory I saw online is that she was using pre-recorded gameplay.
Right.
Maybe she beat Alatraon earlier and just played that gameplay footage during her live stream.
What about the...
Something like this has been done before. I even made a video about a speedrunner who cheated by using a pre-recorded run during a live charity marathon.
One
However,
idiot.
I didn't believe this was the case. Queen Tonesalot had two cameras and they were both completely in sync. I studied her mouse movements and they always seemed to match what was going on in the game. And so did her keyboard inputs. Her mouse sensitivity was very high, so a lot of movements are hard to see, but I couldn't see any discrepancy.
Yeah, see, like, that's what I was looking for whenever I first watched this, and it's like, it's the buttons were about the exact same, right? The W and the D right there, the W and the D. Like, I feel like it was very, very close. Yeah. That was the first thing I thought
Though
of.
she was actually playing. In my opinion, this also ruled out the idea that someone else was playing instead of her, perhaps by using remote assistance.
Yeah.
This is an idea that the YouTuber Abisoft spent some time investigating to see if it could work. But aside from her mouse movements matching her gameplay, latency issues would also be a huge problem.
Sure.
Some people suggested that she was using a magician's blindfold and she could see through it. But this is extremely unlikely. Her blindfold doesn't look like any fake blindfold. And we know what blindfold she has because it was recommended to her. Blindfolded expert Mitris has the exact same one, and it looks exactly the same. One other thing people noticed, and trust me, we noticed this immediately too, is that after Queen Tonesalot killed Alatraon and lifted the paper up, there was something on her screen. And it seemed like she noticed this and moved the paper back down to try and hide it.
I pause it. What is on the screen? And what is on the thing? Is Monster Hunter on her screen? And then watch what happens. She puts it back down to cover. She's quickly trying to hide it.
Let's get to Avengers Tower.
And then the game comes back up on screen.
This is the Windows Start menu, and the reason it appears is because she hits the Windows key. In fact, she hits the Windows key multiple times throughout her blindfolded attempts. This bugged the hell out of us, and we had no idea why she was doing it. Does this have something to do with how she was faking her gameplay?
Another epic victory! Big win!
How would that have anything to do? Yeah, what the fuck?
At seemingly random times, she would hit the Windows key, which would tap her out of the game.
Yeah.
This caused her inputs to stop working. She would then need to hit the escape key to try and get back into the game. Watch this clip where she hits the Windows key and then spends 10 seconds trying to get the game to work again.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
This is bizarre, and she does this multiple times without ever mentioning it. She acts as if this really weird thing that she is doing isn't happening, which is obviously really suspicious.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it seems like this is some kind of unrelated tech issue that she was having with her eye tracker.
Sure.
Multiple times before she even started her blindfolded attempts, we can see her hitting the Windows key in order to fix something. She even mentioned it earlier in her stream.
Magneto raised me to never stop fighting for what I believe is right.
I think this tech issue has nothing to do with her blindfolded
30
attempts.
seconds
But an
before you
important
attack.
question to
Get
ask
ready.
is how did
Was,
she know there was a problem? She was blindfolded
Yeah.
and couldn't see, but knew there was some kind of technical issue and always tried to fix it. And she did all of this without looking, and without saying anything to her audience. It's all really bizarre. In the end, however, after discovering the truth, I realized this was a
You
giant...
lose sound? Well, no, you don't.
The battle
Because,
starts
like,
in
if you
5,
lose sound...
4, 3, 2,
No,
1.
because you can have the setting
All you
on.
need
Like,
to do is capture the
if
mission
you
area.
lose sound,
Got
then
it?
I'm pretty sure that, well, I don't know about this. Then the audio would stop broadcasting to OBS as well. If you had the sound and broadcast setting, yeah, it wouldn't show in OBS either.
Feeling stronger already.
Red herring. After several days of brainstorming, I was beginning to run out of ideas.
Not true? You
But
think
then,
so?
in the middle of the night, I revisited a question I had from day one. There was something that Queen Lancelot did that was really strange, and I couldn't dig it
Yeah, and I
out.
also want to say, like, so far, I am not convinced that it's fake. I'm just convinced that it's very sus.
Immediately after she covers her main monitor with paper, while she is attempting to distract her viewers, she
I'm not
holds
convinced
down
it's
the
real
red
either.
mouse button for 10 seconds. This was actually one of the very first things I noticed when investigating her run, but I never had an answer as to why she did it. Normally, when you hold a button down for a few seconds, it activates something, and this was one of the reasons I thought she was using some kind of software. But I had overlooked something that was so obvious and so simple, I can't believe I didn't see it immediately. Once I understood what she was doing, it was game over. Holding her mouse button down for 10 seconds told me everything I needed to know. It unlocked all of her secrets. It revealed to me that there was in fact a third hidden monitor.
Why would that matter if she's wearing a blindfold?
Goodbye.
Queen Lancelot wants us to believe that she only has 2 monitors. When she covers them up, she makes sure to verbally state that her monitor on the left has all of her other stuff on it.
Yeah.
Main attraction as we get our duct tape for our main monitor because, yeah. There's the other one.
You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
There it is. With all my other stuff on it.
This is a lie. In truth, she has a third monitor in her right off camera. Before she covers it with paper, we can see that her main monitor has her OBS streaming software on it.
Yeah.
This shows her gameplay, and it also has her Twitch chat docked into it as well. One thing that struck me as odd is how she decided to wait until her monitors were covered with paper before setting everything up. This makes no logical sense, and she even tried to act like this wasn't on purpose.
Your
Powers are mine! By the eye of Agamotto!
Yeah, sure.
But the reason she did this is because she had to ensure that what she did this is where the beauty of the input display comes in. Because we can
I see. So he's saying that she put the paper up in order to obscure the chat's vision of the monitor at the exact same time because she was using a capture device for only the game and not for her entire PC. So if she tabbed out of the game, it would not display on OBS.
Realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that
still
happen
see
again.
everything she's doing.
Wait
But
for
it's
it?
obvious
Okay.
she's trying
To
to
find
hide
the
it.
magic.
What she
Okay.
does next is very sneaky. She lifts up the paper on her main monitor, which has her
30 seconds
OBS on
before
it.
you attack.
She
Right.
clicks on
Get
her
ready.
OBS window and holds down the mouse key. Then, while she is holding
Even
down the mouse
Sorcerer
button, she
Supreme
Well, how do we know
cannot
she clicked
win
on her
this
OBS
battle
window?
alone.
her audience with verbal diarrhea.
I will gladly
That's why we go
fight by
through
your
what we go
side,
through,
Rennie.
right?
But nothing more.
You know?
That's all I meant.
And it's the way that
Ain't
it
my
has to
fault.
be.
The battle starts in 5,
And
4, 3.
Next is the
2,
key that I should have seen immediately. What is the most common thing you do when you hold down your mouse button? You drag windows. While talking, she drags her OBS to her hidden monitor on the right. We can confirm this with the input display. We can see her hand move it to the right, and she even looks at her hidden monitor on the right when she does this.
Got a new weapon, a big one.
that's why we go through what we go through, right?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
And it's the way that it has to be.
A disappearing.
And
She did. She really did.
She'll use her OBS as the hidden monitor to see the
But the hidden monitor, like, she's still using the blindfold though.
game. Immediately after this, she pretends to move the OBS to her left monitor.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Just wait. I know. I get it. I get it.
She moves her mouse to the left, she looks to the left, and she even says that she's moving something. However, we can see on the input display, she doesn't even click her mouse.
I need your help.
Now, despite the fact her monitor on the right is supposed to be a secret, she cannot help but stare at it constantly. She even responds to this exact message in chat while looking at it. However, but mid-sentence, she realizes how stupid this is and stops talking.
Control seized.
Advantage team.
The Punisher is set up to
Well, and she also like clearly, like she turned in her camera and she was trying to fix her hair too. And girls do that whenever they're looking in the mirror. Yeah.
After panicking and thinking for 10 seconds, she tries to fix this mistake. Pretend she read the message from the monitor on the left.
oh yeah. Everything will be unedited.
And so it begins.
The funny thing about Queen Congelot reading chat from her hidden monitor is that it's completely unnecessary. There is
Yeah, it's like I almost don't believe that because of how dumb it is. Like there's no way, like, really?
no need to have chat there. in
There's
the
no
first
way.
place. And it just causes her to constantly look at it, making it obvious it's there. And it also causes her to screw up by responding to it. I'm guessing she just couldn't help herself and she really wanted to see all of her fans talking about her as she was playing. So we know that she has a monitor to her right. But how does she see it? Well, the secret is in how she's wearing her blindfold. She's wearing it very, very loosely. It's barely able to stay on her face, and on top of that, she wears it very high. This is not how you're supposed to wear a blindfold. Anyone who owns a blindfold like this knows you don't wear them loose, you wear them tight. If you wear them loose, light gets in. By wearing her blindfold loose, she can see through a small gap between her nose and the blindfold. The game of Juzzy has already replicated her exact setup. In his case, he showed his two monitors which he turned off and wore a proper blindfold. He used the exact same input display and he had a hand cam. With all of this, he also killed Alatreon in expert fashion.
I'm gonna be honest, whenever I saw this, I thought that he had some like sort of thing that was inside of the blindfold. You know, some like fucking like Google Glass or like Apple thing or Apple Vision Pro. That's what I thought it was.
Here, he explains how he did it.
Okay.
As you can see now, my monitors are off and I'm blindfolded, but despite my short-sightedness without glasses, I can clearly see these targets and shoot at them.
Uh-huh.
And why is that? It's because there's a secret here. Right now, I'm wearing the blindfold, right? But I can see out the gaps between my nose and my blindfold, and if I wore it even looser, I'd be able to see out the sides left and right in my peripheral vision. Then the next step to the trick is the fact that another thing you guys noticed, there's 2 monsters here, right?
You'll need a
But
top-notch
they're not the
team
only
to win
ones.
this one.
And the third monster on my left.
On top of wearing her blindfold very loosely, Queen Ponzelot also sits back in her chair and looks up in an unnatural way. This is to get a better viewing angle. Before her attempt with the new blindfold, she had spent around 1 hour playing with her old blindfold over multiple days.
She was looking
weeks.
down.
And for that entire time, she always sat like this. She was leaning forward and
Yeah.
looking directly in front of her. This is because while her blindfold was partially obscuring her sight, she could see straight through it and was looking at the monitor directly in front of her. With the new blindfold, she can't see through the front of it, which is why she has now completely changed her sitting position so she
And you can see even with
30
like
seconds
compared
before
to
you
the other
attack.
guy,
Get
hers is
ready.
even farther up.
see down and to the side. This is not a normal way to sit, and
Yeah.
world-class blindfold speedrunner Bubsy confirms that when you see someone sitting in this position, it's a giant red
They're
flag.
trying to look up that way.
And if I curve up even more, but that's already looking very sus, I guess, if you sit there like your neck
The
breaking.
battle starts in 5,
Yeah, yeah.
If I sit like
4,
this, for example,
3, 2,
I can see
1.
half of my
All you
monitor.
need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I can see OBS right now, literally. I can see the volume meters going up. I can see the picture. I turn a bit, I can see the other monitor.
And it's as simple as that. There is a hidden monitor on the right, and she is playing through her OBS, which she discreetly moved to it. I can't believe I spent so much time researching aimbot when the solution is so stupidly basic. And while it's so easy just to say there was a hidden monitor, which some people did, it's an entirely different story to provide concrete evidence. The fact that we can literally see her move OBS to the hidden screen, the fact that she reads chat comments, the fact that she stares at it constantly, the fact that she wears her blindfold so loosely, and the fact that she sits in such a weird position all proves beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the way she feels. Here is my favorite part. After she has killed Alatreon, and while Paper is still covering her screen, she looks directly at the hidden monitor and moves the camera around perfectly. It's like she's not even trying to hide it. And beyond all...
And she wouldn't have known that because the paper would be in front, so she wouldn't know where to move the camera.
All of this, the simple fact remains, the way she plays the game is impossible to do if you can't see. Now let's be real for a second. At the end of the day, this entire thing isn't a big deal. This is just silly, fun internet drama, and it's just really interesting to learn how Queen Ponzelot faked her blindfold run. Personally, I'm not emotionally charged about this. I just love trying to expose video game fraudsters because I enjoy it. This whole back and forth is honestly really entertaining. But make no mistake, Kirby has
I think this is great.
Maximum pulse!
Like, I feel like I very rarely, I'm usually the person who's lied. I very rarely get lied to and actually believe it and get fucked over by something like this. This actually got me because I didn't know this. I didn't know this much stuff. I got finessed, man. I did. That's incredible. You got bamboozled. I did. I think a lot of people did. You didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. No, I always appreciate things like this happen. They keep me sharp. Yeah, I'll be real. Like, yeah, this definitely fooled me, man. It did. Like, I didn't even think of this.
behavior is not healthy, and it's not a good thing. There are gamers who spend thousands of hours legitimately trying to do amazing things without the ability to see. Blindfolded gaming takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of ingenuity. And Queen Ponzelot keeps taking a giant steaming dump on all of their efforts. Because of her actions, people are going to trust the accomplishments of real gamers even less. Skepticism will disproportionately rise, and the public will become even more.
We'll call everything
Maybe that's a good thing. The amount of people who through common sense.
I think that it is. I think it is. Because it's always better to be discerning and to be skeptical than to believe things. It's always better to be skeptical.
Bayside and took her runs at face value is pretty shocking. Maybe people do need to be a bit more skeptical, and maybe this lesson was an important one to learn. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I think both. I'll be honest, like, 'cause, I mean,
Maximum
really, like, she really put a lot of effort into faking this,
Jury!
and I think it was a relatively good fake.
It's
And it's a really weird thing with her mouse. Like, if, for example, she wasn't able to, if she wasn't recording her mouse movements, this would have been a lot harder to prove. Yeah, this was a really good fake. As I said, it impresses me more that she faked it, and it was this hard to figure out, or at least it was for me, than if she had done it in the first place. I'll be honest, like, I'm impressed.
A group of gamers who helped me do research for this video, including the YouTuber Abisoft, who is also releasing a video about
speedruns though. Yeah, exactly, right? And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know everything about this in the same way that these other guys that do Monster Hunter videos or speedrunning videos do. So, like, I don't know the things to even look for. It's like things that are obvious tip-offs in, like, you know, this community. I had no idea about this. That's what's crazy about it. Yeah, she got me too, yeah. Don't you have 300 hours of Monster Hunter at this point? Yeah, but these guys have 3,000. Do they have more than that?
I know for a fact he's including many details I haven't mentioned myself, so if you want to learn even more, please go and check out his video as well. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Oh my god. What I think is the most telling about this is that she stopped streaming. And she hasn't made any posts or anything like that about it, right? Let me link you guys the video. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Carl did the research that, I'll be real, I should have done. I should have known what he knew. I should have looked into it more. I didn't. He did. Give his video a like. He was right. Yeah, people are right. Yeah, I did not know. And, like, he knows way more about this than I do. Like, because I've watched a lot of his other